Yeah, so I noticed there's a lot of Falcon tutorial videos out there, but they're very long-winded, boring, and just annoying in general, and anybody with a purpose does not have time for that. So in a couple seconds here, we're going to get started. I'm going to show you a very quick, simple startup procedure for scrambling, or if you just don't care and you want to get out the ground quickly. Alright, so to begin, we're going to use a short hotkey, Control-Shift-C, to go ahead and shut the canopy. As you see, the canopy is now lowering. Once the canopy is closed, we look over in the far left side. We're going to go left to right on this startup, and we set the engine feed knob to normal. Under that, we set the auxiliary comm stop front control, single left click. Under that, we go to the external lighting panel right here. We set the 3 top switches to just left click once, so turn them on, and the master switch left click once, turn it on. Over here, right behind the throttle, we have the electrical control panel. You want to click the battery switch twice to allow for 3 orange lights. Once in front of the throttle, we hit the jet fuel switch once. With that clicked, we now have a green light and 4 orange lights. This signifies that the turbine is now spooling up. If we look over in the front right quarter panel at our engine gauges, the third gauge is your RPM percent gauge. Once it gets around 15 to 20%, we come over here, hit the throttle just ever so slightly, highlight it with the mouse, and left click. If you do it correctly, 4 orange lights will turn it into 2 orange lights, and you can hear your engine now spooling up. Looking back over here at the front right quarter panel, we look at the F-tick gauge, which is your inlet temperature gauge. It is now also rising, signifying that the turbine is healthy and good to go. Now continuing on, we're going to move left to right. Next thing we're going to do is our comm panel, which is right here next to the throttle. Turn comm 1 up, just a couple left clicks. Comm 2 up, also a couple left clicks, UHF and VHF respectively. Up above that, we have an unnamed nod. Set that to normal. The green lights signify your comms are now online. Above that, we have your RWR, small flat black panel right there. Click that once. As you see now, the RWR is engaged. To the left of that, we have our countermeasures panel. We're going to turn on the jammer, the RWR, the chaff, and the flare, and set the mode to either standby or normal. Above that, we're going to engage the parking brake for safety issues. Finally, for this left side, we want to engage the ejection power, which is right in between your comm panel and where your left leg would be. You simply left click this once. With that, your ejection controls are now armed. Moving over to the right side, we want to engage the sensor power. These 3 white switches right here. Do not worry about the 4th one. Under this armrest pad right here, this is the default view. Under this armrest pad, you need to lean your head to the left just slightly. Engage the oxygen control regulator to normal with 1 single left click. Finally, moving over to avionics power, we need to engage these 6 white switches and set the INS align knob to normal. With that, the INS is now aligning. We can turn our HUD brightness all the way up with this top left nod, and we are good to go ahead and take off. Keep in mind, this is very basic, simple, straightforward. A lot of our sensors aren't aligned, such as INS. The MFDs aren't really ready to use. There's no bits being run or anything like that. This is just very simple, basic, to the point. The system is now online and is flyable. So that being said, we'll get into some more advanced knowledge later on down the road, and hope you guys enjoy.